Advaitaamritavarshiniം Bhagavatīm Ashtadashaധ്യായിനീം Ambartvāmanusandadāmi Bhagavati Bhagavadveshīm Namostute Vyāsavishalabhudre Pullaravindāya Tapatranekra Yena Tvaya Bharatagaila Purnaha Prajvalito Jnanamaya Pradipah Brahmana Parijataya Totravedraikapayate Jnanamudraya Krishnaya Gītāmృతdume Namaha Sarvopanishado Gavo Dogda Gopalanandanaha Partho Vatsasudhir Bhokta Dugdham Gītāmృtam Mahatu Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kamsacharūramardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum Vishmadronatakatraya Jala Gandharanilokala Shamyagrahamati Krupena Vahani Karnena Velakula Ashvattama Vikarna Ghora Makara Duryodhana Vartini Sotirna Kalu Pandavairanati Kaivartaka Keshava Parasharya Vachas Saroja Mamalam Gita Tagandokadam Nanakyanakatesaram Harikatha Sambodhana Bodhitam Loke Sajjana Shatpadayaraha Eti Yamanam Mura Bhuya Bharata Pankajam Harimala Radham Sinashreyase Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langayate Girim Yakripātamaham Vande Paramatmananda Madhavam Yam Brahma Varunendra Rudra Maruta Sunvanti Divyaistavaihi Vedai Sāgapada-vikramo Upanishadaihi Gayanti Yam Samagaha Jnanavasthitatadgarena manasa Pashyanti Yam Yogino Yasyātam Navidussurāsuragana Devāya Tasmai Namaha Devāya Tasmai Namaha Atatrutyodhyāyah Arjuna Uvaca Jayasi Chet Karmanaste Mata Buddhir Janardana Tatkim Karmani Gore Mam Niyojayasi Keshava The background of this question is lack of clarity on the part of Arjuna about the role of action. He didn't want to perform his duty or the action that was called from him, for he thought this is an improper action, it leads to adharma, papa. And he just wanted to withdraw out of the matter. sees, whole chapter, if you look at the first chapter, he sees that there is a papam involved. I am doing anartha. And therefore, he doesn't want to do. So many verses or statements on the part of Arjuna, adharma vibhavat, etc. Aho bat mahat papam kartum navasita vayam, etc. And in the end, he ended up by asking, Yat Shreyasya Nishchitam Bruhi. Please tell me what is Shreyas for me. As we saw, Shreyas is you. Shreyas is sense of self-satisfaction, sense of self-acceptance. And he clearly mentions, after asking for Shreyas, there is one more verse. He says, Nahi prapashyami mamapanudyat yachokam indriyanam avapya bhumo vasapatna vruddham rajyam suranam abhichadim. Can you just come a little forward? He said, even if I get the kingdom of all the three worlds, I become the king. And the two kingdom which is flourishing kingdom, rich kingdom, and free from any enemy also. Still I don't see self-satisfaction. Still I don't see that I will be self-contented. And therefore, O Lord, please give me Shreyas. That was his question. Now, in the second chapter, Lord kept on telling him, in concluding, he said, knowledge gives moksha. But he kept on telling that you need to act. Lord described the wise man as the one who is free from any kind of desires. That is what he thought so. Did not understand what does it mean by freedom from desire. Freedom from desire doesn't mean absence of desire. He took it as an absence. Andaravidya. He took it, freedom from desire, to be absence of desire. And if absence of desire leads to moksha, why do I act? And that's not ordinary action, it's a gruesome action of killing these people. And that to relatives, my elders, my teachers. He says, why are you, oh Lord, if that is that, why do you impel me, why do you push me to do this action, gruesome action? Arjuna thinks knowledge is, action is hindrance to moksha, is an obstruction to moksha. And karma has no role in gaining moksha. That's what he understood. He thought that knowledge alone will give you moksha because Lord said Brahmistiti and Sthita Prajna and all that. So that much he understood, and he had that some knowledge because he grew up in the culture, as Swamiji would say, paperback knowledge. He had some understanding that knowledge releases. But to gain the knowledge, karma has a role to play, he could not understand. He thought, if Lord never said this action, Lord said by knowledge you will get moksha, but never said this action or series of such actions will take you to moksha. Such statement was not there. So he thought knowledge for karma is useless for gaining knowledge, and therefore I shouldn't act. Otherwise also he didn't want to act upon. He wanted to run away from the situation. And it is natural when person finds the situation to be too much to handle, wants to run away. It's a suicidal tendency is also because of that. Just it is too hard for me, I want to commit suicide, full stop. So to such a person, he already had that thing in his mind. He told in the first chapter, rather than killing these people, Bhaikshyamapi Shreha Loke, it is better to live a life of sannyas. And I want to get away. And now, Lord tells you do karma. And he wants moksha. And therefore there is a confusion. That he says, Jayasi chet karmanaste mata buddhir janardana tatkim karmani gore mam niyojayasi. Why you push me? Why you propel me to karma? If you think knowledge is, in your opinion, contention is better than the action. And he continues further. Look at the second verse. Vyamishrenev vakyena buddhim mohayasiva me tadekam vada nishchitya yena shreyoham apnuyam. Again, Vyamishrenev vakyena buddhim mohayasiva me tadekam vada nishchitya yena shreyoham apnuyam. Very interesting statement. He says, Vakyena means the words or the statements. What is an adjective to Vakyas? Statements. Vyamishrena Vakyena. Vyamishritaha means contradictory. Contradictory statement. Mishra means mixed up. When you add the prefixes B and A, it changes the prefixes, changes or adds to the meaning of the verb. Mishra, mixture. So Mishra is a mix. You don't say, he had asked you, tell me clearly, tadekam, tell one thing clearly. So you may answer in a mixed way, yes or no. There is no clarity. It is not simply you don't give clarity, but you are confusing. Looks like Mishra. Contradictory statements. By such statements, may buddhim, my intellect, my understanding. Buddhi means my mind, my understanding, my knowledge. Mohayasi iva. Mohayasi. You are confusing me by contradictory statements. You are confusing me. But he doesn't say that. You are confusing me. So there is an ivakara. Yamishrena iva mohayasi iva. In the second line he says, we'll see the iva little later. Let us see the meaning. Iva means as though. As though with contradictory statements, as though you are confusing me. And therefore he says, tad ekam vada nishchitya. You say, nishchitya, having decided. You decide. And tell me only one thing. This is also a typical thinking of disciple or anybody confused person. When he or she goes to somebody, you decide, doesn't want to take decision. And they brand it as a surrender. That's not surrender. That's non-thinking. You decide, what should I do? Tadekam vada nishchit. Again repeats, for what? What for am I asking you? What for I want to learn from you, which he had told in the second chapter, Yena Shreyaha Aham Apniham, by which I gain Shreyas, please tell. Okay? Now, look at this. There is a word Iva. Vyamishrena Iva. Mohayasi Iva. Ivakara means seemingly contradictory. Or it looks to me contradictory. Vastutaha, no. I don't think they are really contradictory. I don't think you are confusing me. But it looks to me that they are confusing me. Okay? I trust you. Iva Shabda, what the Iva Shabda indicates that Vastuta, in reality you don't confuse me, iti Vishwasa. I have trust upon you. You would never do that. But to me it appears, Mam Pratipadyate. To me it looks they are confusing. See, 4th chapter further there is one similar verse. Aparam, when Bhagavan talks about his Janma, Vaida hi dharmasya, before that there is a question. Aparam bhavato janma, param janma vivasvata. Katham etad vijaniyam pavadav proktavan. This Ivakara indicates Arjuna is the right, best disciple. Or a disciple having proper attitude. What is proper attitude? This is Ivakara indicates Shraddha. What is Shraddha? Acceptance pending discovery. And trying to understand the teachings in a right perspective. He could have said, come on, Krishna, after all he was his brother-in-law and friend, etc. Don't confuse me. You are talking very contradictory statements. No. I know you would never do this. What is this? Bhashyakara very nicely says, Vivikta Abhidai Bhagavan. Bhagavan will always tell clearly. More so, you are my teacher. You will tell me with clarity, very clearly. And you are here to remove my confusion. You are not here to confuse me further. The fact that I surrendered to you, I trusted you that you are my at least well-wisher. At least I thought and I have a trust that you will help me. Seeking help I have come to you. And you will not confound the problem. You will be providing me the solution to my problem. So there is what that means what? There is a problem in my understanding. Aham mandamati. I am little dull to see the things clearly, what you mean to say. So it is not, see, there is a whole shift. He doesn't say you are wrong. He says, I may be wrong. You must be right. That I trust. But how do I see that you are right? So that means what? The whole approach is, I need to correct my way of thinking. I need to learn to see the way you see it. It is not that you are wrong, but there is some thinking problem, some way of looking at problem where my understanding I am lacking. Not that you are wrong. That is called Shraddha, proper attitude. Yesterday I told you of a readiness to listen objectively. Shastras are true. Whatever Guru says is true. But there is a seeming contradiction to me. But like the judge, he might be innocent. Taking the case on the board, even if the media has tried and proved that he is a culprit, etc., etc., the judge will have open hearing. Here this is one step more. He might be innocent. No, here that way teacher might be true. He is right. Shastra is telling truth. How can I see that truth? That attitude is Shraddha. Ivakara indicates Shraddha. In fact, by the way, this is something necessary in day-to-day conversation also. You know, it is better to say Eva. Otherwise, when you say some person, this is not proper. There is a human tendency to prove oneself to be right. I am always Mr. or Miss Right. That is called as defense mechanism. Immediately, no, I don't mean that. You are not understanding. You are talking this, how can it be? The whole thing will come out and that fellow will go to your gotra also. Your family is like that, you are like that, you always doesn't want me, you always doesn't like me, you don't want to respect me, blah, 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 goes on. It's better to say, I may be wrong, but I feel this way. Rather than putting a blame on a person, it is better to express our own feeling with preparedness to correct myself. As I said, this is my feeling. You may not mean it also, and that other person may not mean it also. Either other person doesn't know how to frame the words, or other person has said out of some pressure. And then you may conclude the other way around. It may not be, or maybe having more vision or more data, and therefore the person saying, which I may not have. So one should give a benefit of doubt to other person. It is not only with the guru, it is good with the spouse especially. I feel so. You may not be meaning so, but this is what my feeling is. I may be wrong. That when I say I may be wrong, you should mean it, okay? Otherwise, I may be wrong, but you are right. That fellow is just speaking like these words, thank you. It is not backed by any emotions. Sorry, it is not backed by any emotion. It is just a programming, like software. Sorry, it comes out. Even when you are walking and somebody just comes, sorry, you speak and walk out. If fellow is talking and touches, sorry. What did you say? Sorry, I don't know. Similarly, I may be wrong, but you are like this. I may be wrong means readiness to correct my thinking and express the feeling. This is Shraddha. Lord, you very beautifully Shankaracharya says, Mama buddhi vyamoha apanayanaya pravruta. That you have initiated this teaching to remove the confusion. I came to you saying that I am dharma sammuda cheta, I am already confused, please help me. And you are sincere, trying to remove my confusion. But I think you are confused. That must be my problem. You are not the one who would confuse me further. I came to you to get rid of that confusion and pain, and I am sure you wanted to help me out, and you are helping me out, but somehow, because of my mandamati, because of my lack of sharpness or lack of understanding, I feel that you are contradicting. I feel that you are confusing me, and therefore, please decide one thing and tell me. He repeats again, please decide one thing, please tell me. Because he thinks, this is another problem. He has two lack of, he doesn't have clarity on, you can say, on two issues. First, he thinks that knowledge alone gives moksha. One. And I should go only for knowledge. Second, he thinks that karma is useless. If I want knowledge, I cannot do karma. Karma is in opposition to the knowledge, and it is of no use for gaining knowledge. That is what his thinking is. The truth is that we will see in detail, knowledge alone gives moksha, but karma also can be means for moksha. When I say, and therefore Arjun has to know in which way karma is a means for moksha. He has to see that clearly. And therefore, Lord has to restart again. And he starts. See the terms. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Lokesmin Dvividha Nishtha Pura Prokta Maya Naga Gnana Yogena Sankhyanam Karmayogena Yoginam Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Lokesmin Dvividha Nishtha Pura Prokta Maya Naga Gnana Yogena Sankhyanam Karmayogena Yoginam Bhagavan says, He Anagha, the last word in the first line, Agham means Papa. Anagha, the one who is free from Papa, one who is sinless. Means you are one who has lived a life of Dharma. Okay? He Anagha, Lord gives a certificate that you are a good-hearted person. Okay? He Anagha, Pura Maya Asmin Loke Dvividha Nishtha Prokta is a prose order. Pura means in the beginning. At the beginning of the creation, okay, Dvividha Nishtha. Dvividha means twofold. Let us keep the Nishtha as a Nishtha. Actually it means a lifestyle, committed lifestyle. I have told twofold committed lifestyle at the beginning of the creation. Okay? What are these nishtha? Gnana Yogena Sankhyanam. For the Sankhyas. Sankhya's mean those who are sannyasis, those who are renunciates, those who are mumukshus. For them, Gnana Yogena, pursuit of knowledge, and Karma Yogena, Yoginam. Okay? Here yogis, for yogis, doesn't mean Patanjali yogis. Yogis means those who commit to activity, for them, life of Karma Yoga. Okay? See now. Indirectly, here Sri Krishna reveals himself to be Bhagavan. The first time he mentions, I have to. Fourth chapter he will reveal, I am this Bhagavan. Yada yada hi dharmasya, etc. But here first time he says Pura, at the beginning of the creation. Where Veda Mukhena. through Vedas, I have talked about two types of lifestyle. What is Nishtha? Nishtha means Tatparyena Avasthana. Avasthana means abidance and committed abidance to a lifestyle. Stha, Nishtha word comes from stha, verb. Stha means sthiti. Stha means, the sthiti. So to be there, Nishtha, Nitram sthiti. To be there, completely be there, totally be there, committedly be there. That means lifestyle. Like in Indian languages, these words are very common. Japanishtha, tapanishtha. When you talk of somebody, he is a Japanishtha, means the person is committed to japa. Tapanishtha, he or she lives a lifestyle committed to tapas. Puja-nishtha, he or she is doing all the time puja. Some people say, even Mahatmas also say to me, this person is seva-nishtha. They do seva all the time with complete devotion and commitment. That is nishtha. Okay? Please understand, nishtha doesn't mean path. I have talked about two paths, no. Because there are no two goals. There is only one goal and one path. Maximum you can say two stages of the path. Like Indian roads, When you travel, half the time you have only 2 lanes. And suddenly board will come. Now 4 lanes starts. In between, little less wider road, and then you have a wider road. That's all. Two lifestyle. This is wrong to say there are so many paths for moksha. There are no paths. People tell this. Even Swamiji loved this Purva Paksha. For intellectual, there is a path of Jnana Marga. For emotional, there is a path of Bhakti Marga. And for active, rasic, very overtly active, path of Karmayoga. And Patanjali Yoga, for whom he will say that. For those who are good for nothing, there are different paths. There is only lifestyle. Understand? Here the word Sankhya, one seems to be using this word often. Sankhya doesn't mean that Sankhya Shastra. Samyak dhyayate pradipadyate gyayate vedaihi iti Sankhya. That which is known, that which is the essence of Vedas, that which is the essence of Upanishad is Sankhya. So, Brahman is Sankhya. Self-knowledge is Sankhya. Therefore, the second chapter is named as Sankhya Yogo Nama Dvitiyodhyaya. The second chapter is called Sankhya Yoga. Means self-knowledge itself is yoga. In the second chapter, primarily, Bhagavan talks about Atmananda. Okay. So, Sankhya means that knowledge is called Sankhya. Sankhya is Brahma and knowledge of Brahma is also Sankhya. Both. So, Sankhya means self-knowledge in a nutshell. He says, Sankhyaha means those who want self-knowledge, for them there is a Jnana Yoga. And those who pursue activity, Yogina, for them is Karmayoga. Why he says so? See, there are two types of people, or twofold mindset. Why does he talk of this twofold nishtha, twofold lifestyle? There are two types. There is one category whose mind is riddled with desires. Mind is full of sense of achievement, do something, to gain something. A mind which is concluded that I will be happier if I have this. I am unhappy, but by gaining something, by making some change in the external world, he wants to be happy. So the person who is in the, if I use a computer jargon, becoming mode, no, he wants to become something. It is true. All the jivas are becoming mode. You see, jivas are travelers, yatrikaha, on a tour program. And when they are on tour, see, travel can be of different types. When you say travel, generally we think travel in terms of space, travel in terms of time. We did travel in the old. That is a time travel. But that nature takes place. Space travel, you take place. But there is a third, desha, kala, vastu, yatra. What is vastu yatra? In becoming. Both ways. In this life and hereafter. Going to different yonis is nothing but becoming. Nobody says specifically, I want to become this, but it implies that. Yatha karma, yatha shrutam. As per the desire, as per the karmas, God gives different births, different bodies. That from one birth to another birth, from one birth to another, from another to another, this is all becoming. And just by the way, you see, this is modern thing. To prove Vedas are scientific. We need not. Like today we have GPS in the car. You feed it and then it shows you road. That you go via this, and in between also they will show you. There is a clear traffic, there is little congestion, there is a total congestion. These colors, red, yellow, blue lines. An alternative route also given. It will take more time, etc. This is the shortest route. We have found it out. That GPS was there with Yamaraja long back. And that GPS was there with our Bhagavan. Our Vedas tell very clearly that before Jiva leaves, this, like some people I have seen in US, they Chalo Swamiji, we go. So when I sit there, and then they fit the GPS. And these modern cars are too smart. It takes almost 5 minutes to fit the whole blessed thing. And I am getting late. I said, oh, we'll see later. No, later. They don't start without putting the address and getting the GPS. Similarly, Jiva doesn't go without GPS, except he or she commits suicide or killed in accident. The GPS is delayed. That GPS fixed up how he will go, Jiva, and when he will be born. Anyway, coming back to this GPS, Vedas are scientific, okay? It is with them, this thinking. Anyway, this person, even when alive as a human being, there is a constant pressure to become. I was a child, I want to grow old. And I grew up teenager, still want to grow. I want to get this degree and pass this, and get to becoming in terms of becoming a spouse, then becoming parent, then becoming rich, then becoming person with status, then becoming person with these possessions. I want to be owner of this type of car. I want to be owner of this kind of house. I want to have this kind of status, this kind of reputation, all the way becoming. The person who has this pressure of becoming, for them there is a life of Karmayoga. Okay? And there are other ones who have understood Nasti Akrutah Krutena. Enough I had it. Enough I achieved. But none of the achievement could give me shreyas, that clarity. That all these achievements always fell short of exactly what I wanted. They give me some temporary satisfaction, temporary contentment, but never give me permanent fullness. Nasti. And therefore there is a vairagya. Mind doesn't want to do anything, doesn't want to achieve anything, and wants to gain shreyas. And to this person, whose mind is relatively free from the pressure of becoming, there is a lifestyle, we can call it as lifestyle of sannyas. Gnana yogena sankhyanam, lifestyle of gnana yoga. So one who has clarity about purushartha, that is sankhya's. Sankhya means who wants only self. There is an indirect knowledge, hearsay gnanam. What is a hearsay gnanam? That knowledge alone gives moksha. Like that Naradji's story. He says to Sanat Kumaras, Soham Bhagavat Shochami. I am still grieving. That I. Who is that I? Rugvedavadhyami, Yajurvedavadhyami. I have studied this and these are my achievements and this is what I am. In spite of all that, still I am grieving. And therefore, I have heard, Bhavatbhyo Mahadbhya Shrutam Etad Maya, I have heard this. Tarati Shokam Atmendri. Wise man crosses the Shoka. Therefore, teach me. The one who is looking for means of knowledge, looking for a teacher, one who wants to know only, nothing to achieve for them, Sankhyanam. Okay? So, Gnana Yogena Sankhyanam means what? The Gnanaya Yoga. The lifestyle is for knowledge. Karmayogena Yogina means Karma Eva Yoga. That Madhyampad Samasa, you have to explain this way. Gnana Yogena Gnanaya Yoga. The yoga or lifestyle is meant to Gnanam. And this Karma Yogena, karma itself becomes yoga. Yoga means it unites them, it connects them to moksha. Now, please understand, our Shastra never talk of different paths. You see, we had this Varnashram Vyavastha, Ashram Vyavastha. Varnas were different, but ashramas were same. Okay? So these ashramas, ashrama means lifestyle. Brahmacharya ashrama, grahastha ashrama, vanaprastha ashrama or sannyasa ashrama. These ashramas were like an assembly line. If you commit to a given ashrama and live a lifestyle as mentioned by Shruti, you will be led automatically to next ashram. Or it prepares you for the next, it readies you for the next. Like even those, medical, pharmaceutical plant. First the bottle is washed off clearly out of some hot water and vapor and dryers. Then it is ready for what tablets to be put in. Our Brahmacharya ashrama, the lifestyle of study, was meant for Grahastha ashrama. The teacher used to prepare the student for the married life. And that is why, last time in question answer session I mentioned this, that who gets permission to marry, the teacher will say, now you are fit to marry. Therefore in our wedding card, they used to write, with the permission from my teacher, so and so, this person will be married to so and so person. The Brahmachari is prepared to be a contributory, in a known jargon, contributory member of the society. And when a person lives a life of Grahastha, Vedic Grahastha, doing all the karmas that he or she is expected to do, he is ready for Vanaprastha. And that person, Vanaprasthi, living a life of Vedic vision, is ready for sannyasa. Means whole process is only for one end. Vedas have very clearly ascertained what is the goal of each and every living being. What we say, Niratishayam sukham me bhuyat, anumatram api dukkham ma bhut. That may be total happiness. And I want to be totally happy is the goal. I don't want an iota of unhappiness unto me. That being the case, and human birth is capable to achieve this goal. That's ultimate goal. And they have ascertained this goal, that is called moksha purushartha. In other words, indirectly all of us are mumukshus, not knowingly. All of us are seeking moksha. But who is traditionally, when we say mumukshu, means what? He or she knows clearly, I want this only. To come to that, they have given a lifestyle. So, the goal of human life is moksha, that this Veda talks very clearly, and it gives a whole system. Veda gave societal infrastructure by which each and every member of the society can reach to moksha. And that moksha, as we know, is non-separate from self. Shreyas, let us use the word Shreyas. Shreyas is a goal, and Shreyas is you. The person is led to self-knowledge. That is how the whole thing was designed. Today people say, and they blame this Varnashram Vyavastha, caste system and all they blame. They don't understand this. That today what's the problem? They see the defect because the goal of today's whole societal infrastructure, including educational infrastructure, part of which is education, is to make money. All education, especially university education, gives you capabilities to earn money. And there is a value that I should have maximum money, each one should have more money with equal opportunity, and each one should have buying power and enjoy the life. That is the goal today. The whole infrastructure, economic policy, etc. are designed that. Whereas if you say goal is moksha, each one needs to be introvert and discover that I want moksha only, then Varnashram Vyavastha alone will work. But this model is designed for this goal. Varnashrama is a model designed for goal called moksha. When the goal is changed, this will not work. Like even this block, this building, or that temple, let us say, or the hall down below, is designed for satsanga, is designed for classes. It is not designed for living. Nobody can stay there. Nobody can live there. We can put the bed and people may sleep. There is no privacy, there is nothing. It is not designed for corporate seminar. There is no chair. So the whole Varnashram Vyavastha or societal infrastructure that we have had was designed for moksha. That is, means there are only two lifestyles. Either you commit to Grihastha and Vanaprastha and then take to sannyasa, or you take directly to sannyasa because of Purva Janma Punya. Because of Purva Janma, something is there which you have brought forward, because of which you have necessary maturity and not to go into that. But there was only one lifestyle. They were taught you can do bhakti at the exclusion of grihastha duties. You can do yoga at the exclusion of grihastha duties. No, only two lifestyle has been taught. And sannyasa also, we shall see further, is twofold. It's called Vividisha sannyasa and Vidvat sannyasa. Sannyasa is a lifestyle, okay, backed by necessary frame of mind. Next verse itself Bhagavan says, after 2 verses. Lifestyle backed by necessary mindset. Mindset full of that one person who has a dispassion. And the Bhagavan says, without that mindset, wearing the clothes is not going to happen. We'll see that. But one who adopts to lifestyle for knowledge, out of dispassion, parikshalokan, karmachitan, brahmano, nirveda, mayat, etc., etc., that student goes to Guru and takes to lifestyle of sannyasa for gaining. And one can also gain knowledge. See, this was the mistake of Arjuna. He thought karma and knowledge are in opposition. If you commit to lifestyle of karma, you can't gain knowledge. And you gain knowledge only when you commit to lifestyle of sannyasa. No. If one gains knowledge while living a lifestyle of karma, there is a possibility also. And he discovers, I am Brahman. In spite of being committed to karma, he or she can adopt to sannyasa lifestyle called as Vidvat sannyasa. The one who already knows but still adopts the lifestyle. There are so many examples in our history when person living a lifestyle of karma had the knowledge, gained the knowledge, like Janaka, he had the knowledge. Vasishtha, he had the knowledge. Yajnavalkya, he had the knowledge. He had the knowledge. And then one day Yajnavalkya preferred to take to the life of sannyasa. That's how we have this section. Nava Atmanastu Kamaya Sarvamidam Priyam Bhavati. He chose, I want to now adopt. That is called Vidvat sannyasa. The sannyasa out of knowledge. Whereas Vividisha sannyasa means person who has necessary qualifications, Shama, Dharma, Uparama, Shraddha, etc., Vivek, Vairagya, and clarity about Chaturdha Purushartha, he or she understands that worldly possessions doesn't get me anything, and therefore wants knowledge, goes to teacher and takes a lifestyle of sannyasa. Please understand something more. Nowadays you find people wearing this cloth. It is a samskara. It is a Vedic. It is a Vedic thing. Not that Shankaracharya ji started. Even before that also it was. One has to perform a Viraja Homa. And one has to seek blessings from all elders and rishis. Then he gives abhayam. He or she declares, I am non-competitive person. I don't want anything from this world. I don't want to achieve anything. I don't want to enjoy anything. And therefore, I am committing to life of learning. An ancillary to learning. Whatever satellite action I have to do, I will do. What are those? Guru Seva is ancillary to learning. Memorizing the Shastras, chanting the Vedas, learning Vyakaranam, these are all ancillaries that I do, but primary goal is only studying the Shastra from Diksha. So there is a Vakya, Sanyasya Shravanam Eva Kuryat. Having taken to life of sannyasa, do Shastra Shravanam only. Don't go, and Swamiji would say, he took sannyasa and started Chavanprash factory. That you don't need to be. He started Agarbatti factory. He started all kinds of things. Sannyasa is not meant for it. Sannyasa is to give up everything, even desire to serve can wait. I want first knowledge. Having gained knowledge, you can do anything. Every moment of my existence is in the pursuit of knowledge. And whatever necessary for knowledge, I will do. But then the ultimate goal is knowledge. That kind of commitment can come, only when there is a clarity that none of these things can get me moksha. And vairagya and moksha should be clear. Then person can commit to knowledge only, like Arjuna said. Everything can wait. I don't want even the heavens. I don't want even the kingdom of all the three worlds. Give me this first. Nothing else. That is a mindset. It is not simply by saying. It is a process of growth. And by the way, that growth takes place through karma. Karma gives you that necessary growth, and not simply karma. Karmayoga yukta karma. So yoga buddhi, with proper attitude, when actions are performed and certain proper karmas are performed, the person is ready for moksha. See, only difference is this. Please understand. Sannyasa is for moksha. Life of karma is also for moksha. Both of them are meant for moksha. Grihastha is not meant for Vishaya Sukham. Much less it is meant for making money. It is meant for moksha. Then what is the difference? The life of sannyasa is a life of tyaga, giving up. Life of sannyasa is sarva karma tyaga. And then life of sannyasa is non-competitive lifestyle, no competition. I don't want anything. So I am not in competition to anybody. Only one goal, I want Ishvara. In a rudimentary way. The clarity is, I want self-knowledge. Generally people say, I want only the Bhagavan. Like that Meera's statement, Mere to Girdhar Gopal, Dusaro Nako. That Meerabai, famous devotee, says, mine Girdhar is the goal for me, nothing else. That is one lifestyle. The difference is, the other one lives a life of activity but committed to dharma. Dharmamaya jivanam. And then certain attitude while performing karma and while accepting the result of karma, that is Karmayoga attitude. That he elaborates in the next few verses. We will see in the next class. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti 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 Hari